When we had last left the Nameless One, well, they had finally managed to get Mort back in the party by venturing into Lothar's place, and it was there that Lothar revealed an incredible mission for them, one which they had already completed. Wow. And so Mort joined back up with the party, and they were whooshed and zooshed right outside of his whole ass place. Also, there was Xanthea, a lady who was spying upon three Thoralakas, something like that. Three big creature dudes who she wanted dead. Actually, she sought their demise. She was very hateful. She was filled with hate. She hated them. Anyway, the Nameless One foiled her plans, and the Thoralakas were totally fine. They decided not to fight an Abishai in a battle which they would surely lose. Now, it was time to finally look around more of town now that Mort had rejoined the party, and maybe also look back through Lothar's crap. This is Planescape Torment. Welcome back. Let's unpause that and do a little quick save. And apologize as well for having missed 2 videos in a row. This is, if you follow me on Blue Sky, you know exactly why and what happened. It's because of my refrigerator arc, wherein had to get to sleep surprisingly a lot more early than I was expecting for one night. So I was just like, you know, I'm making the executive decision. We gotta skip this because the fridge could get here very early. It got here modestly early, right? It still paid off to turn in early that night. But what I didn't anticipate was the terror that awaited me, wherein the next day it took a lot to get the refrigerator up and going and the other one ready to depart, taking doors off hinges. And also, overnight, had to replace a lot of the food in the old one because it didn't quite last as long as I would want. But hey, it's all said and done. What can you do? Let's head on back down here. And if you're watching these not as they're just coming out, it's no big deal. Okay, so let's actually formally look around down here.
I'm gone.
Let's see, are you gonna get mad if I look at this little... Oh, this container is locked. Okay, I'm just gonna bust it open then.
Forced it.
You mad about that? Okay, we're fine. This strangely shaped skull emits a high-pitched chitter before it speaks to you. Can I help you? Who are you? How did you get here? What can you tell me of Lothar? What can you tell me of the other skulls on this shelf? Now, farewell. Who are you? It's weird that only one of them addresses me out of, like, dozens. Who are you? I'm, Goats... I almost thought it was Goats Cum. Goats Comb. I was a were-rat. Were-rat? How many were-beasts are there anyway? Okay, I mean, we've fought were-rats before. Right, this isn't new to us. We've fought were-rats. In fact, the skull that we turned in was that of a were-rat. Oh, great number. Ravens, wolves, bears, badgers, even crocodiles. It's like all the animals in the beastlands have a lycanthropic counterpart. It's quite interesting, really. What? I'm doing it now too, right? I already sometimes do have a small stutter, and now it's brought out the worst in me. What were-rats are around here? How do you kill a were-beast? I'll say farewell. I'll say, what were-rats are around here? There's Manatuok and his band. I made him, and what does he do? Goes and sells me to Lothar. That's okay, though. I spilled all his secrets to the boss. Mantuok may think he's safe. He's safe, but Lothar knows everything. What can you tell me about Mantuok? That sodding hedge wizard, the bubber. I made him what he is today. Years ago, when he was just a stinking biped, I found him and made his leg a snack. Tasted like pickled meat. I was drunk for days. Then he shows up. Then he gets some fancy book, and I'm yesterday's trash and a decoration on a shelf. Bastard! Do you know any of his secrets? How can I kill him? I remember, I believe, meeting him. Do I need to kill him? Huh? Do you know any of his secrets? His secret is that he works for both Lothar and Nameless One, the cranium rat hive mind. I don't know what he's planning, but it doesn't matter because I told Lothar all of it anyway. Okay, I see. Thanks and farewell. Okay, I know Mantuak then. That was the person who captured us and like sort of imprisoned us at the Cranium Rat HQ, who we never actually met again there. I see. Thanks and farewell. Can I talk to you about the other stuff? How did you get here? It's embarrassing. I was in rat form looking for some food at the smoldering corpse when, let's just say, I never expected a serving wench to have a silver fork. Mantuak found me twitching, and I wound up here. Okay. What can you tell me of Lothar or the other skulls here? How about the other skulls here? They're all most judgmental. Just because they were mostly human skulls, they think they're somehow better than me? I hate them! That's a healthy attitude. Tell me about yourself. Why don't you? That's nice. How did you come to be here? You must like Lothar then, right? You must like Lothar then, right? Goatscomb's skull falls entirely silent. If it had eyes, you're sure they'd be rolling around in terror. Go away! The skull whispers. It refuses to speak to you. Oh. Okay. Well, let's look over here then. This is a dustless shelf with an empty space, skull-sized, between two grinning skulls. Okay, leave it alone. That's the one where we got Mort from. This skull's voice is low and raspy, the sound of flint and steel.
I think I've seen you before, stranger.
Where have you seen me? Quite possibly, but I don't have time for that. Where have you seen me?
Cursed. Gate Town to Carcerai.
Cursed. Gate Town. Carcerai. we just can't help but repeat everything we hear with a question mark at the end. This is the worst we've ever been. What was I doing there? What are all these things? Curse, Gate Town, Carcerai?
What are you, clueless? It's a gate town on the rim of the Outlands, the doorway to the prison plain of Carcerai. It's a place of backstabbers and traitors, and it's full of schemes as a Betitsu's undergarments. Being right next door to Carcerai's apt to change a burg's nature. I wouldn't be surprised if the town were about to slide over.
Slide over? What do you mean? What was I doing there? Thanks, farewell. Slide over? What do you mean?
When a gate town's beliefs get too much like the plane it borders, the force of that belief is enough to make its bordering plane swallow it whole. Happens all the time, at least when the anarchists are involved.
He speaks this last with a kind of grim pride. Tell me about the anarchists. Oh, you are definitely of them, okay.
We are a secret society. Cells of members who work alone or through directives passed through the network of informants and leaders who remain hidden. Our goal is to tear down the power structure, to free people from the lies of politicians and powers, to let all lead their own lives of their own volition. We work in secrecy, worked in secrecy, and changed our routines constantly to avoid infiltration. My time was decades ago, and so all the secrets I knew are no longer valid, except for the faces I can remember, and even those must have been changed by now.
Okay. Yeah, I guess if there's one... I don't know. You could argue either way, I guess. We definitely, given the nature of our being, we do kind of embody anarchy in a particular way. In a grander scheme of things. Even if, like, on a per incarnation basis, maybe we aren't, like, in favor of anarchy. Overarching, like, as a whole, we're kind of, like, chaotic. Alright, show more. You sound like a paranoid bunch? It sounds like this dude is recognizing me from when I was a member before. Okay. I mean, I really only have one thing to say if I want to hear more. You sound like a paranoid bunch.
If a society you belong to thrived on intrigue, infiltration, and the hatred of the established powermongers, you'd be careful too. It's not paranoia when they really are out to get you. In our line of belief, someone involved in a triple cross is an amateur.
The skull regards you evenly for a moment.
I think I'm done speaking with you. Farewell.
Farewell? What happens if I try to talk to you again? Okay.
You again, eh? Well, what do you want of me now?
You said you'd seen me before. Where? Okay. What was I doing there?
What were you doing there? You were babbling something about some Burke trying to kill you and wandering into all the wrong places. Well, you were obviously barmy and all, so me and some of my friends rolled you, stuck a shiv in you, and divvied up your stuff. It was right after that I was betrayed, but not before I hid some of that stuff.
What can you tell me of Cursed? Where is it? Oh, well, thanks. Farewell. Where's my stuff?
I ain't telling. Maybe someday I'll get a body back and go for it myself. And maybe I won't. But right now, it gives me great joy to see you wondering. Good luck finding it.
The skull falls silent, and no amount of cajoling can convince it to speak again. See, I can't tell, I can't get a clear read on the anarchists. If they're just, like, at some points, they seem like they do have, like, a political motivation here, right? Our goal is to tear down the power structure to free people from the lies of politicians and powers, to let all lead their own lives of their own volition, right? Not unlike a lot of self-proclaimed real-world anarchists and stuff, right? But also sometimes they just seem like they do also physically just embody anarchy in that even within them they are chaotic, right? I'm not sure. Maybe it's both? Maybe both are true? Okay, bastard. Can I talk to you more? Tell me of yourself. How did you get here? Tell me about Lothar. Tell me about the other skulls here. Have I heard of you yourself? Tell me of yourself. Okay.
Me? I'm Grimscalp. Used to be an anarchist. One of the Revolutionary League.
So the Revolutionary League, they are anarchists. Okay.
We had secrets in cells. We were going to topple the nature of the planes, so everyone could live in freedom. But we had the dark on some of the factols and were ready to make a move. But then we were betrayed by another faction. I wound up dead, and Lothar wound up collecting me for my secrets. Good thing most of them are out of date by now. There ain't no resisting Lothar's charms.
What can you tell me of the anarchists? Okay, same as before. All right. That's all I wanted to know. Hang on, let's loop back to that dialogue. Tell me of yourself. Okay, tell me about Lothar.
I've spilled the dark of many secrets, but that's not one I'm willing to sacrifice. I've seen horrors in Lothar's hand that would put the Harmonium's rigid rules to shame. He knows my secrets far better than I know his, and I'll be damned if I'm giving them up for anyone, even you, especially you.
Why? What do you know about me? You definitely know more than you're letting on about me, right? Then tell me of yourself. How did you get here then? What can you tell me of the other skulls? If I ask what you know about me, is it just gonna loop back around? Okay, this is actually somewhat new. Why? What do you know about me?
I've already told your friend there most of it. You're important to Lothar somehow, and there's something about you that he wants to understand. You're like some puzzle. He's interested in you, boyo, and he wants his questions answered. He'll be keeping an eye on you. I also know you're a far traveler. You've been seen before.
Where have you seen me? Okay, cursed. Okay. What was I doing there? Yep. Okay, thanks. Let's see. How about the other skulls here?
Them? They are small tools, though they do not know it. They're...
Oh, whoops. Oh, shit. Hang on. Let me just go back to the root menu. Okay, farewell. Okay, tell me of the other skulls. Okay. Be very careful here.
Them, they are all tools, though they do not know it. Their dreams are small and personal. They do not see a larger picture in their schemings. They do not see beyond themselves. They are worthless. I do not speak to them.
Okay, well. All right, fair enough. Well, tell me of yourself then. Okay, we've heard all this before. Okay, farewell.
I'm gone.
Let's do a quick save and I'll bust into this.
I'm forced it.
Another skull.
What's up? Good as done.
I don't know if I should be bothering with these, but sure.
All right.
This skull speaks with a deep voice and a jocular tone. What is a jocular tone?
Have you come to learn of truth? I have truth aplenty.
Tell me of yourself. How did you come to be here? What can you tell me of Lothar? What can you tell me of the other skulls here? I guess we'll start from the top as per usual. Tell me of yourself.
I am Stern, one of the great practitioners of personal peace through intensive redirection of hostilities.
A hiss escapes this skull's teeth.
You mean you're a...
Oh, this is... Okay, there's multiple people in here.
You mean you're a wizard, an assassin, and a poisoner?
However you choose to define...
Oh, this was Grimsculpt. What? They're talking through each other's own skull?
However you choose to define it, Grimsculpt.
Stern turns his attention back to you.
I was the best of the lot, so it says.
Okay, so this is probably the one who betrayed Grimsculpt. Then how did you wind up here? What happened to you? How'd you wind up here?
Funny you should mention that. I had a black book given to me in order that I might puzzle out its secrets. I unlocked its powers for a terrible price, one I would gladly pay again, and sharpened my edge considerably. Little did I realize that the book would betray me to another, a mewling rat thing that overwhelmed me in a wave of rodents and tore the flesh from my living bones. The rat went through a series of disciples, each of them betrayed by the book, until it wound up in the possession of the rat man, Mantuak. If you find this book, accept its powers, and be rid of it before you suffer the same fate.
I'll keep an eye out. Tell me about yourself. Well, my thanks. What can you tell me of Lothar? Oh, then, what can you tell me of the other skulls here? A tragic tale, farewell. I'll keep an eye out. Tell me of yourself.
Updated my journal.
I am Stern, one of the great practitioners of personal peace through intensive redirection of hostilities.
Why did I update my journal for that? Yes, this is the same as before. Okay, what happened to you? Okay, so yeah, why did I finally update? Okay. My thanks. What can you tell me of Lothar?
What can I tell you of Lothar? I will tell you nothing. Even this bare existence is better than the oblivion he promises, should I speak his secrets.
You can tell me. Very well then, tell me of yourself. Alright then, how did you come to be here? So what can you tell me of the other skulls here? You can tell me. You get the distinct impression Stern's skull is sneering at you.
And gain merely your friendship? Bah, there is nothing you can offer me. No service nor item that will impel me to betray Lothar to you. Be gone.
Okay, other questions? Oh. Just answer a few more questions then.
I will not.
The skull turns its attention inward. You can feel the force of its personality vanish. Fine then. What if I just come back here?
Come for a little more tutoring in the ways of the world, eh? I'm your man.
Okay, well, that was easy enough. What can you tell me of the other skulls here?
Of the skulls that will speak to you, I can offer no good words. Their experiences have not been shared with me. Indeed, we have spoken precious little of until your arrival. Perhaps,
it says, a smirk in its voice,
there's something special about your very presence.
Possibly. Tell me of yourself. No doubt. How did you get here? That's right. Enough for you to tell me of Lothar. Yeah, maybe I can pry here? That's right, yeah, enough for you to tell me of Lothar. Okay. You can tell me. No, okay, farewell then. Same.
All right.
We're here. This skull exhales languorously and speaks in a sultry voice. Why do you disturb my rest? There has been so much happening of late, and while I welcome the sensation, I must confess to desiring the sense of quiet. Tell me about yourself. What are you doing here? What can you tell me about Lothar? What about all these other skulls on the shelf? Okay, tell me about yourself. I was, ocean before the storm, a sensate. Now, alas, I'm merely decoration. A sensate? What's that? That's one of the factions. What can you tell me about Lothar? Yeah, well, what's a sensate? A sensate is a member of the Society of Sensation, one of the factions of Sigil, located in the Civic Fest Hall in the Clerk's Ward, which holds that the universe can be understood and manipulated only through the senses. Therefore, we should accumulate as many varied experiences as possible. I believe I've reached the quota on sitting
on a dusty shelf. My boredom threshold is low.
Their naming makes me think like they're very debaucherous, but the explanation isn't necessarily like exclusive to just debauchery, right? Yeah, I don't know. Can I do anything for you? What are you doing here? What can you tell me about Lothar? What about all these other skulls on the shelf? Can I do anything for you? Is this the first skull I can offer help for? Well, aside from Mort. Can I do anything for you?
No, but you're kind to ask. Once I threw myself off the shelf and shattered. Next thing I knew, I was back on the shelf, and we were all glued here. When Lothar tires of me, he'll dispose of me.
What are you doing here?
Why, I sit on the shelf and gather dust until one of Lothar's rat minions takes it into his head that I need brushing. I answer questions for Lothar, and that is the extent of this miserable existence.
No, I meant, how did you get here?
It's a long story that has to do with Ravel Puzzlewell, the night hag. Would you like to hear the whole story?
Not particularly. Yes, yeah, why not? We're probably going to have to run into Ravel in a major way, right?
Very well. I was working in the Civic Fest Hall, the headquarters of the Sensates, in the Sensoriums. Ravel Puzzlewell, may the powers curse her black soul, had been coming there to find answers to riddles she had encountered. She was a masterful solver of puzzles, those that left our best minds baffled, but were gauze to the force of her reason. Yet she had found difficulties that required outside answers. I heard that she was there to unlock the secrets of Sigil itself.
Go on. I tire of this already. Farewell. Go on.
Horribly ugly she was, taking no pains to use her magic to disguise her form, as I've heard she does, or rather did, from time to time. And that fiendish exterior frightened off many a potential factioneer. Still, I had to ask her what she was about, and whether she could teach me what she knew.
That sounds like it could have been a mistake.
It was. She offered me a bargain, for she dwelt and dealt in riddles. If she were to answer my question, I must agree to answer one of hers. If I missed the answer, my life was hers. I agreed. She told me she intended to unlock the puzzle of the cage, to open it to all who wished to enter. Powers, fiends, celestials, modrons, and sladdy, not to mention any inner planar beings who chose to come along. The most important part to her was that all should know that the mystery that had baffled them for so long was unraveled by Ravel.
Ravel. Maybe that's how you... Okay. Unraveled by Ravel. Okay. I think I get what we're doing here. All right, what happened next?
She asked her question. I could not answer it, though she assured me the answer was plain as the nose on her face. My fellow sensates found me screaming in the sensorium when they arrived the next morning. I begged them to kill me, and they complied. None even suggested that I relish the new experience. So horrible was it. And here I am. Now, I must rest.
What was the question?
Updated my journal.
Oh. Okay.
It was. How does one change the nature of a man? I thought hard on her answer and said, with love. She said all people love themselves too much to be changed by something as simple as love. And then she... I must rest now. In the back of your mind, you seem to see a hook-nosed figure with ebon skin asking you a similar question, but you cannot remember your answer. Answer just a few more questions for me? The skull stares blankly and says nothing. Very well then, farewell. Oh, whoops, there goes my camera. Alright, let's get in dialogue again. We'll ask different stuff. Uh-oh. Shall I get no rest from you? Okay, what are you doing here? Okay, tell me about yourself. Okay, we've asked that. Let's see, what brought you here? Okay, never mind. What can you tell me about Lothar? Nothing that he's not willing to tell you himself. Since I don't trust these other skulls not to inform on me, I should say something out of line. Should I say something out of line? I simply won't say anything. Before you ask, yes, I am that scared of him. What can he possibly do to you? The skull stares at you, and you get the impression it's shivering. There's a remarkable amount of pain one can feel without nerve endings. Not all pain is physical, and not all emotions mental. Those are sensations I do not care to duplicate. It pauses. This interview is at an end. Farewell. Answer a few more questions for me? Okay. Let's get back into dialogue. Tell me about the other skulls on the shelf. Oh, they're nothing to relieve the tedium. You have Goatscomb, the were-rat, Grim Scalp, the anarchist, Stern, the old wizardly assassin. I don't know what Stern does, but he's basically evil.
Evil? Bah! I'm merely a pragmatist.
Oh, no, wait. No. Okay, hang on. I got mixed up. Evil. Bah! I'm merely a pragmatist. And then this is probably...
Pragmatist? Is that why stabbing something in the back so often seems to be the answer you present to problems?
Is it not a fine solution? It always worked for me. Poison and magic work equally as well, I've found. Ocean before the storm turns her attention back to you. You see, basically evil. Okay. Well, I see. Farewell. Were there more we could chat with?
Done.
Oh, look. Can we get, a mental examination on this? Oh! Oh my! There's a big old hole down underneath. Okay. Do you mind me going down the freaky hole? Oh, where am I? Okay. What the fuck? What is this? Ugh. Some kind of rat's nest. I can't interact with it in any way. I'm merely meant to see it and be horrified by its mere existence. This is one of the, like, bed chairs. Right, I don't know what they're actually called, but, you know, they're always in, like... They're very, psychologist-coded. Okay. Sure, a lot of overturned crap. Maybe we were there? No. Because how long ago was my most recent incarnation? I mean, I guess the most recent one would be pretty soon, because we just recently woke up from one. Oh, hey, Mantuok is here. Oh, I finally found you. Okay. Should I kill Mantuok? Do I need to kill Mantuok in some way?
I don't think so. Why did that one have so much information on how to, like, kill Mantuak? Stern, the assassin's skull in Lothar's Library of Skulls, has told me of a book that Mantuak the were-rat carries. He has warned me to beware the powers offered by the book. Okay.
I'm going.
Do I want the book? Probably not. Look, there's some creepy green pulsating from over here. Okay, Mantuak, hello. You see a half-man, half-rat hybrid. Its red eyes gleam with a certain cunning, and the voice that issues from its mouth is oily and insinuating.
So, a biped comes slinking into the nest of Lothar's servants. What do you want, man? And where do you intend to go? Step lightly, intruder, and speak the truth to Mantuak.
Who are you? I'm looking for the person in charge here. I'm just looking around. Who are you?
I am Mantuak. I am the voice of Nameless One, and emissary of Lothar, master of the bones. I speak here, and you answer. What do you want here?
Who is Many as One? Oh, I wish there were reactivity for the fact that we beat the shit out of Many as One. You work for both of them. Doesn't that test your loyalty? Let's say that.
And why should it, The Master knows the secrets of power, and the Many knows the secrets of the city. Perhaps someday I shall play them against each other and become the greater for it. Many as One sees many advantages in such an arrangement, and the conversion of the buried village dwellers can help to extend the reach of Lothar and Many as One. All benefit, yes. Now, what is your purpose here?
I'm just looking around. I seek the master of this place. None of your business. Sure, I seek the master of this place.
You seek Lothar, yet you have come from his sanctum. Go now, and I shall forget I have seen you.
Very well. Okay, well, I actually wanted to look down here. Sorry.
You return, man-thing. What do you want?
I'm looking around.
That is unacceptable. You must have a purpose in the king's nest.
Then I'll leave.
Yes, you will. Return not, or you shall suffer.
Whatever, farewell. Okay. If I force my way through, do we enter combat? We don't. Can I talk to the were-rats? The were-rat hisses at you, but stays its hand from its obvious desire to attack. Instead, it slinks backward, keeping an eye on you. Farewell. Another rat's nest. Okay. About back this way. I thought we would be in deep shit. By way of pushing through. Okay. None of these little offshoot tunnels we can actually enter. Oh. There's some sort of coffin or whatever. Oh, wow, there's a portal too. Okay. Nothing in the coffin. It's very bloody. Let's interact with the portal. Oh no, we're in this nightmare of a place. Oh shit. Okay, the Crypt of Dismemberment is here though. Okay.
I'm gone.
Sure. Is this what Lothar was speaking of though? About like a fast route down here. You know what I think we should do? I think we should go fuck up these gargoyles, and then we should rest with the dead nation. There we go. Sure. Oh, whoops. Too far. Or not far enough even. Down here. Okay. Great.
I'm gone.
Alrighty, and then let's find what's his name. Okay. Doubtful skeleton. Maybe up here in the chapel. Oh, can I sell anything here at the skeleton merchant real quick? Let's see. Any new wares to offer? Oh, I can sell some bullshit here. By the way, this is buying on the left. Yeah, my bad, my bad. Do I have anything to sell? I could sell pouch. Fuck it, I'm gonna sell pouch. Stinger, earring, abyssal pipes, scalpel. I almost feel like I should sell the scalpel, right? Okay, nothing much. I could buy something. Though I don't think there's anything new here. Yeah. Okay. That'll do. Hello, Hargrim. Can I rest? Could we rest here? Thank you.
I'm gone.
Okay, now let's head back out the way we had come. Good. Oh, right. Some folks wrote in saying that I should probably speak to both Dakin and Mort. So let's do that before I forget. Let's see. We'll start with Dakin because he's just first on the list.
What is your will?
Dakin turns to you, his eyes like polished coal. His blade mirrors his eyes for a moment as you address him. Then he nods. What is your will? I guess I didn't need to say that. There are things I would know, Dakin. I will hear you. Okay. Let's ask about this. I want to say that the person who wrote in, I didn't take notes that specific, but I was told that I should ask about tattoos. Isn't Shrakut lore what we learned from the other Gith who was walking around the lower wards? I don't think it was tattoo related. Maybe it was. Dakin, what is Shrakut lore? Dakin's forehead creases, as if he was struck a blow. It is not my will that we speak of that place. Dakin, tell me, what is Shrakut lore? Never mind then. What are other things I would know? Tell me. Dakin is silent for a moment. No, it is the place where I died my first death. What is this place? It is one of the great homes of the people. It has suffered many wounds in its life. One of the scars is by my hand. What do you mean? Upon the rolling plain of limbo, the people shape cities from the chaos with their thoughts. Know that there is no place for a divided mind. Dakin raises his blade from his shoulder and holds it before him. As he stares at it, it sharpens until it is almost as thin as a piece of paper. Go on. A divided mind is an unfocused mind. A divided mind fractures walls and weakens stone. As Dakin speaks, the edges of the blade corrode slightly, the metal misting and melting along the edges. Many divided minds may destroy a city. I understand, go on. Long have I known the words of Zerthamon. Through my voice, many have come to know the words of Zerthamon. The Zerth protect the community from all threats, whether to the body or the mind. They are the guiding stones in the chaos.
So it came to pass that I spoke the words of Zerthamon without knowing the words of Zerthamon. It came to pass that I no longer knew myself.
I think we've talked to him about this before, but I almost feel like it's good that I'm talking to him about it again, having now gone through a lot of his, I don't know what you would call it, his, like, Zerthamon lessons, his little rings, his little circles. Okay, so you doubted the words.
No.
Dakin's voice is edged, and his blade sharpens in response.
I knew the words, yet it came into my heart that perhaps others did not know the words as Zerthamon knew them, and so division formed. As my mind became as two, as my mind became divided, those that looked to me as a guiding stone became divided. Many scores of Githzerai, many hundreds of scores of Githzerai doubted. Shra-Kutlor died that day.
So those that followed you came to doubt the words as well, and the city was weakened.
The enemies of Zerthamon came. Know that their hatred of his words and the people lent their blades strength.
I feel like we know that the enemies are not like Illithids or whatever, but they're probably the other faction. Right?
Know that they sensed the weakened city, and they brought war with them. Many Githzerai drowned in the chaos, and beneath the blades of our enemies. Small beads of metal appear on the surface of the blade, as if it is blistering. Know that this happened long ago.
What happened to you?
As I fell from the walls of Shra-Kutlor, know that myself was broken. My blade was missed, my mind divided. I was adrift upon Limbo's seas, and I wished to drown. I died for days, my mind awash in division.
How did you survive?
Updated my journal.
As you speak the words, you feel a strange, crawling sensation eat its way through the back of your skull, and your vision blurs. You take a deep breath and steady yourself. For some strange reason, you feel nauseous, as if the landscape had just started spinning around you. How did you survive, Dakin?
I suffered. As I neared death, I came to know myself. I survived. That is all.
We'll speak no more of it then. Let's move on. Okay. Well, that's not what I thought, but we did get something important. That's not why I was thinking that I had to talk about. Okay.
Hey, what's
Mort?
eating you, Chief?
Let's see. Oh, I can ask about Ravel. Okay. I think I was meant to... It was suggested that I ask about special talents, though, I want to say. Mort, what are your special talents again?
Well, I can spit insults at someone until they get mad enough to chase me around.
Okay. Can you do anything else?
Well, I made some friends while I was sitting on the shelf in Lothar's waiting for you to bail me out. Thanks for taking your sweet time about it, by the way. They said if I needed any help, I could just call on them.
Friends, what do you mean?
Updated my journal.
Well, I just whistle, and they kind of show up. They're a good bunch of bashers. Bite like snakes, too.
Mort now has a special ability called Skull Mob. When invoked, he can summon a horde of skulls from off-screen to come and bite an opponent multiple times. The strength and damage of the skulls varies according to Mort's level, and the power can only be used a limited number of times per day. Well, okay, it's just magic. Okay, other questions.
What's eating you, Chief?
What do you know about the Night Hag Ravel? Well, she's a night hag, and she was definitely barmy enough to make you immortal, of all people. I mean, she could have chosen me. Mort rolls his eyes. Still, anyone addled enough to lock blades with the Lady of Pain isn't someone we really want to find. Okay, I think we had heard that before. All right, let's go. So how do I use it? Is it just through, like, magic menu? No, it's also special ability. Skull Mob. Range 50 feet, one creature. Instant. No save throw. Mort can summon an avalanche of his friends from the bones of the night to come and take a bite out of a target. Magic resistance does not affect this ability. The target gets no save throws against this effect. The skulls do 1 to 4 HP of normal piercing damage per Mort's level. Mort can only use this ability once per day. That's not true. It looks like I can use it twice per day. Okay.
Done.
Well, let's get on out of here. It doesn't seem like much damage, but it does seem like, I don't know, maybe the damage scales upward in some fashion. But if I were to guess, this is the type of ability, like, once again, playing to Mort's strengths of being, like, anti-caster. That's a great opener against someone who's about to, like, prime up a big old spell and fuck us right up. You know, get him interrupted a whole bunch. So it's over here by the Crypt of Dismemberment, I think. Yeah. I even still have the icon, although I cannot see the, what do you call it?
Damn.
Huh?
Damn.
Stinkers.
Okay. We should probably also get Mort to witness the pawn shop couple, because he might learn some new insults.
I'm gone.
Okay, let's get out of here. I'm so surprised that we could just come and go by Mantuok. I feel as though the way I've been playing, I have no reason to get the Black Book of Mantuok. Right, that seems like more sinister business than I'm keen on. Let's try this other different flight of stairs. Oh, Lothar's little pleasure palace. Am I free to look through this crap?
Forced it.
Nothing in there.
Forced it.
Nothing in there. Everything is empty as hell. It looks very cool, though. Very,
All right.
necromantic, very, well, I guess Master of the Bones is very fitting. I can't talk to any of these skull shelves either. Okay. Let's head on up this way. And back out. Great. Okay, so before I forget, let's immediately go to the pawn shop and see if Mort can
All right.
learn anything new. Okay, over here.
All right.
Hello, Micah.
The dead one has returned! Broca, the dead one has returned! I can see that. Do you think I can't see that? Of course I can see that. I have eyes, don't I? He turns to you. What can we do for you today?
Let's see. What can you tell me of the factions?
The factions, eh? The factions. Micah, he wants to know about the factions. I have ears. I can hear what he says. Broca has no truck with the factions because they know he can't hold a belief long enough to believe it himself. I know one thing I believe. I believe this life must be my punishment for something I did in a past life.
The two of them break into a heated argument and ignore you. I had a few more questions. They're so busy shouting at each other that they don't pay any attention to you. The shop rapidly fills with their words. Leave. Okay. Well, I thought that would be an opportunity for Mort. And I thought wrong.
All right.
Okay. Well, we have something that we can... Well, we actually have quite a few things we can look at around here. The warehouse and the siege tower. Should we do that? Let me consult my journal real quick. Yeah, get the tomb plans from the warehouse. Sure. And who wanted that? The coffin maker, right? It seems that there's some sort of trouble at the warehouse. If I want the tomb plans, I'm going to have to find out what it is and take care of it. Yeah, it's for the coffin maker. It doesn't say there, but I remember that much. Alright, remove Requin's Curse of Stench. We still can't do that. Take a handbill to Scofflaw Pen at print shop to be printed. Guildspur the auctioneer has asked me to deliver a handbill to Scofflaw Pen, the printer, in exchange for 50 coins. Is Guildspur the shitty guy? No, I don't think so. Yeah, he stands by him. Find key and sneak out of tenement. Yeah, which I still don't have this. I do not know how to get that. Find the Night Hag Ravel Puzzle Well. Lothar mentioned that the next stage in my journey might be to journey to the Civic Fest Hall, where someone may be able to tell me more of the hag Ravel Puzzle Well, whom Lothar believes stole my mortality from me. Okay.
I'm gone.
Oh, I don't think I've spoken with this person whose name, if you're not careful, you could pronounce their name as a Nazi or a Nazi. All right. An Aussie. Hello? You see a sickly Githzerai woman. She is hunched and bent, and her constant coughing is obviously a source of pain to her. She holds a handkerchief that is practically soaking with blood, tissue, and phlegm to her face. She spies you and hisses. Greetings. Who are you? What can you tell me of this place? I have no questions for you. Farewell. Greetings. She stares at you and speaks a few mumbled words to Dakin. Dakin glances at you and says, "She cannot understand your speech. She says she is dying." What is she dying of? Then maybe you would better just kill her. Make it painful, though. Okay, we're getting into being able to be just needlessly cruel for the sake of cruelty, I feel. The deeper we get into the game, the more we're able to just express, just needless cruelty. Is there anything we can do for her? What's she dying of? Great, we have to go. What's she dying of? Her name is Anazi, and she says she used to work in a meat-curing house here until a half-month ago, when the illness became too much for her to bear. She was abandoned, evicted from her home, and left for dead. Speech pains her, and her illness has crippled much of her mind. She says there's nothing she can give you of value. And? Well, let's leave her alone then. She may recover. And? Know that she will not recover. I can put her out of her misery. That is all. As a Zerth of the people, it is my responsibility to provide an alternative. Do it then, but make it painful. Then be merciful, Dakin. Do not do it. We have other tasks. Okay. So this is like a cultural thing where... Okay. I mean, does she want you to do this? Does she want you to do this? Okay, don't do it yet. Dakin looks at you flatly and then turns to bow to the Githzerai woman as you leave. Hello? Anazi blinks at you, her roomy eyes tearing, and hisses a few words at Dakin. Okay. What did she say? Kill her, Dakin. Make it hurt. Dakin, put her out of her misery. She's obviously in too much pain and she will not survive much longer. Let's get out of here, Dakin. Say farewell. Put her out of her misery. Stab her for fun. Stab her for fun. As if Dakin kill her and make it hurt wasn't fucking wild enough. We've been given a new option, a new degree of being extra fucked up and cruel. Stab her for fun. I guess we'll have Dakin be involved and say put her out of her misery, right? It seems like this is what the game wants, and there's not going to be any sort of secret, like, way to help her in this incredible world of magic and portals that could lead to possibly anywhere. There's just no saving this lady. There's just no saving this lady. She's fucked. Right? There's nothing we could possibly do. In this fantastical world, there's nothing. She's just fucked. Dakin, put her out of her misery. Dakin draws his blade and waits for the woman to prepare herself. She touches the unbroken circle of Zerthamon he wears for a moment, and her face is stoic. His blade is a blur, and when he has completed the stroke, she lies bleeding on the hard stone of Sigil's streets. Well struck, Dakin. Let's go.
Updated my journal.
Oh my god. Did her clothes come off? No, okay. Oh, here. Quick loot. 8 money. Okay, should I go over here through this gate? Or to the warehouse and the print shop and all of that? And maybe the siege tower? Let's go up this way first. I think that's the play. Oh, there's someone else out here. It's Yemen. This ruined wagon is quite useless. These barrels are empty. The hoops binding the wood are almost completely rusted through. You know, I gotta say, I've always thought the barrels are fucking remarkable. I think that, whoever came up with barrels in real life, dog, they were cooking. They were cooking something up there with barrels. I don't think barrels would have ever occurred to me. Crate? A crate, you know? Like a box? Sure, I could come up with that. I feel like if I think it, you know, I think most people, if you look at, like, shit, I need to store some stuff. Probably a crate is the first thing you're going to think of if you got a bunch of woods and maybe some metal sitting around. Crate, easy, no problem. Who sees a bunch of wood and, like, some metal rings, or not even rings before they're shaped? You're like, yeah, let's make a barrel? Dog, what were you on? How did you arrive at barrel? That's so wild. To think, like, yeah, let's, like, slightly bend and curve the wood using this metal, and we can put liquid in it. That's so fucking wild to me. That's so fucking wild. All right, Yemen, looking like looking like Twink Ganondorf. Yemen. The man has rough, leathery skin with a pale yellow cast and gaunt features. His face is angular, his nose is small and highly placed, and his ears taper to points. A tracery of tattoos and scars cover his body. He is dressed in strange gaudy leathers that look more ornamental than combat ready. His eyes are like 2 small black stones, and they track you as you approach. Before you reach him, Dakin pauses. Yeah, I feel like after my time in BG3, all you needed to tell me was about the nose, and I feel like I would have nailed it. I would have been like, okay, I know what's going on here. I would caution you against speaking to this Githyanki. What's a Githyanki?
Updated my journal.
Githyanki and Githzerai were once of common stock. We were slaves and food for the Illithids, mind flayers, who devoured our lives in order to succor their own. One of our ancestors, the warrior queen Gith, led us to victory against the Illithids, and we escaped. We have waged unending war on the mind flayers ever since. However, there was disagreement over the future of our people. Upon the blasted plains, our leader Zerthamon made the pronouncement of 2 skies, and steel was bared. Our race became 2. It is a rift that cannot be crossed peacefully.
Show more. I mean, the last time we spoke to them anyway. We're gonna speak to him anyway. Dakin nods. Mort rolls his eyes. Fools rush in. The Githyanki has been watching you approach and seems to ignore you entirely. Whoa. Dakin, who wails on the walls of Shrakkut lore. An unexpected surprise. He draws his weapon. Dakin also draws his blade. Yemen, your blood shall corrode the flagstones of the street. Stand between them. Stop, stop, stop. Dakin speaks to you, though he never takes his eyes off his opponent. Hold fast, and do not stand between our blades. Wait, is this the same person from before? Let it go, Dakin. Dakin speaks to the Githyanki. Yemen, this is not a place of battle. The entire multiverse is our battlefield, dog. There are no sanctuaries, there is no peace. You shall die. The Githyanki attacks. Attack the Githyanki. Let them fight. Oh, I'll attack too. Right? We got Dakin into this mess. Okay. Fuck it.
What? You poxy bastard. What's up, Chief?
Oh, shit! There's more rolling in! Whoa! Oh, fuck. Okay.
What's the word, Chief? Filthy sod.
Damn, there's a bunch. Okay, okay. Are there any,
What's
like,
up?
caster types here amid them?
Slatter. Flies wouldn't even rest on your carcass. Yeah? Plain swine.
Okay. Good.
Huh?
All right. Well,
All right.
sorry about that, Dakin. Is this guy coming over? Whew. All right, I thought I was about to get fucking arrested or something. Okay. Oh, right, the slave merchant stalls, huh? Okay. Should I talk to them? Help these people pay their debt to society. Bid. Darren? You see a boisterous auctioneer. He's very animated and does a lot of shouting, yelling, and stomping. He seems to have a tendency toward melodrama and makes a lot of strange facial expressions as he waves his arms. Well, I suppose, slavery is very much within the Harmonium's realm of accepted societal norms. Greetings. They have quite the presence here at the slave area. He glances at you and motions to the crowd that he's taking a break. Well, 1,000 greetings do I bestow on you, sir! Sorry, just trying to mimic the ambient dialogue sound of what I thought was the auctioneer. He does a double take when he notices your scars. You know, I take one look at you with my discerning eye, and I see a man in the market for some healing charms. Do you have any charms? I have some questions. I have questions. He shakes his head. Little time for such wigwag, friend. There's dealing to be done. Speak quick. Who are you? Can you tell me about this ward? Can you tell me about Sigil? I must be going. Who are you? Darren's the name, friend. Can it be that you have not heard of me? I'm wounded, verily I am. He smiles wider at the feigned wound. No finer or more well known for bringing people who want a little closer together. He points to the rear of the auction block where a group of people stands in chains. Do you be wanting something, friend? Someone, friend? You sell slaves? He shakes his head. No, sir, these are indentured servants, not slaves. Right, they're just people who will work for you for no pay, right? Right, they're just people who just do work. You buy them, but they're not slaves. They're not slaves. They just do work for no money. You pay the other guy. You pay someone else. For the most part, they are guilty of minor crimes. The proceeds of their sale go toward paying their debt to the city. After their term of servitude, they will be free citizens once again. Oh, you know, this is very relatable for me. This sounds a lot like the prison industrial system within the fucking United States of America, right? What the fuck? Truth. It still sounds like slavery to me. Truth. Sounds like a good way to pay their debt to society. Truth. Whatever, I don't really care. I wonder, how much can you go down the whatever, I don't really care in this game, you know? Because Disco Elysium, which of course was very, the more I play this game, the more I see the parallels. But Disco Elysium had quite the funny and frankly rewarding in a fucked up way of if you wanted to be just neutral and completely uncommittal at every turn. Is that true here? Were they riffing on what was present in this game as well? Or maybe they saw the opportunity here that was present in this game and they just like cranked it up to 11. I could see either or. Right? Because to me that's what, you know, that's what I think of a lot when I like compare and contrast this game with Disco Elysium. Is like Disco Elysium is just like an even finer, better like distillment and iteration of what was kind of going on with this game, right? Like it skips over like combat. It skips over the less interesting part and gets more to like little anecdotal stories as far as side quests go. More thinking about like various ideology and like the way of the world, and gets I don't know, we'll see how this one arrives at what it wants to arrive at, right, before I speak too much on it. Anyway, that still sounds like slavery to me. He gives you a bright smile. I don't concern myself with such thoughts. My task is to sell their contracts as given by the courts of Sigil. He lowers his voice as he leans in closer. And collect a percentage for my efforts, you understand? He straightens. You said they were guilty of crimes. What crimes did they commit? I have some questions for you. I must be going. Farewell. Yeah, they were in... They had marijuana. and now they're enslaved. Uh-oh. You said they were guilty of crimes. What crimes did they commit? He shrugs his shoulders in an exaggerated way. I don't know for certain, but I would guess theft, assault, or not being able to pay their debts. Those are the most common transgressions. You don't even know. He's selling them and he doesn't even know. All right, I see. I have some questions for you. He shakes his head. Little time for such wigwag. Right, okay. What can you tell me about this ward? He gestures grandly about him. This, sir, is the lower ward, home of the common people and little else of interest. The only items worth mentioning would be the foundry, the open-air market, and the siege tower. Okay, let's hear his take on all of this. Tell me about the foundry. He opens his arms and looks toward the sky. A workshop of all creation, where steel and a person's soul is shaped into works of art. Their soul is shaped? And creation itself can be changed within its walls. He returns his gaze to you. So say the godsmen. The godsmen? He smiles. A noble faction! All can become gods if they simply learn enough during their lifetimes, that they grow, develop, and become better spirits. Can you think of a nobler faction? I feel like we're only just beginning to scratch the surface of these factions, I feel. Right? I'm like, when we come across them, I feel like we get at least 2 different reads on how further developed these factions could be, right? Just as it was with like the anarchists here with the godsmen. This could be like, okay, we take it at face value, right? We sort of buy into like their ideas and be like, okay, yeah, that's kind of cool. The idea that all can become gods if people simply learn enough, and you can grow and develop and, like, you know, self-improvement, be a better version of yourself. That sounds lovely, right? But the fact that he throws on this little extra chaser, can you think of a nobler faction? that gives me pause and makes me wonder, could they actually be the fucked up perversion of this idea? Could it be that they're just like the pull yourself up by your bootstraps type of fucking group, right? Where they're just like, well, of course, anybody can be amazing in this magnificent world, right? Nobody's ever put in a position where they have some sort of distinct inherent disadvantage that puts them at a disadvantage in the playing field, right? We need not account for that. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. We all do it. What's the matter? You're getting caught down behind. I'm stepping on you. Whoops. All right. Tell me about the siege tower. Tell me more about the open air market. I have some more questions. Thank you, farewell. Tell me about the siege tower. A true mystery, even to me. It simply appeared one day. None gain entry and nothing has ever left it. Okay, tell me about the open air market. The market lies south of here and caters to nearly every need. I recommend you visit it. I have some more questions. What can you tell me about Sigil? He laughs and spreads his arms as if to take in the entire city. The glorious city of gold, city from which all doors leave. He smiles and wags his eyebrows. And all doors lead to. You cannot be told about Sigil. You must experience her. Okay, I have some other questions. Never mind, I must be going. Can I talk to you more about the slaves that you have here? You see Darren the auctioneer. He smiles as you approach. Well met again. What can I do for you on this glorious smog-ridden day? I have some questions. No, okay. Can I talk to the people back here? There's one who has a name. Female slave. You see a young woman. She has a scowl on her face and looks upset. She sneers at you as you approach. And what might you be wanting? Greetings. She frowns at you and puts her hands on her hips. Pike it, Burke. Take a long walk down a short road. What does that mean? I have some questions. You have an attitude problem. Fine, I think I'll be going. Farewell. What does that mean? She bares her teeth at you and makes a rude gesture. It means get lost, bubber. I got nothing to say to you. She looks at you defiantly. I have some questions. She gives you an evil smile. And I've got the answer for you. Take a short stick and pike it. She gives you another rude gesture. All right, fine. Okay. About male slave, same or different? You see a thin young man with rat-like features. Okay, let's take it easy here in this world, right? Are we saying like this is just a guy? Or are we saying like this guy might be a were-rat? You know, so in other worlds, in the real world, you might say like, oh, look at this rat man. Look at this rat boy. Look, this is a rat of a man. But here, it could be true. He could be a rat man. That we could be talking about a man who is also a rat. All right. Greetings. He continues to stare at you for a moment as his eyes travel up and down your body. Finally, he meets your gaze. Yes, greetings. I have some questions. He gives you an emotionless smile. Yes. What is this place? Can you tell me about this ward? Can you tell me about the other wards? What can you tell me about the city of Sigil? Is there anything worth seeing around here? I must be going now. Farewell. What is this place? He stares at you blankly for a moment. This is the auction block. Slaves are sold here. Why are you being sold? I didn't know there was slavery in Sigil. Why are you being sold? He gazes at you steadily with no emotion on his face. I owe money that I cannot pay. I am to be sold to cover my debt. I didn't know that there was slavery in Sigil. He hesitates before answering. There is slavery everywhere. Most people just don't realize it. Hear, hear, buddy. Hear, hear. We are slaves to our emotions,
The need to eat and breathe. Okay, take it easy. We're getting a little nihilistic now with it. The need to excrete. Okay. Let's take it easy, buddy. Let's take it easy. I'm enslaved by the need to poop. All right. Okay. Even the laws by which we govern ourselves. He shrugs. We are slaves. I see your point. I disagree with you. I mean, I agree with you more than I disagree with you. Well, I don't know. He just means like literally. Right? His thinking here isn't too far divorced from what my read is of the Dustmen. You know, where the Dustmen, they don't so much as be like, yeah, we're slaves to this life, but more so that we're trapped here until we experience true death. Right, but it's of a similar ilk, I feel. I'm gonna say I disagree with you. He shrugs. Then you are a slave to your own ignorance. Once you realize this, you can take steps to free yourself. What steps? He shakes his head. Only you can answer that question. You must look within yourself. He falls silent and continues to stare at you blankly. This must be that Gen Z stare I hear so much about. I don't know what it is. I feel like I haven't experienced it in person in real life. I don't know if it's actually real. Right? I don't know. Maybe I'm just too like what do you say? Too forgiving or lenient of people. I don't fucking notice. Right? Maybe it happens to me all the fucking time when I talk to people younger than myself. I just don't notice. I don't know. If you're a young person and you worry about this for yourself, at least coming from me, don't worry about it. I don't even notice. I've literally never noticed it. I don't know. I don't know what everybody else is talking the fuck about. I don't fucking get it. I don't know. I feel like I'm the only fucking person who doesn't understand what everyone's on about this shit. I don't fucking get it, man. I don't fucking know. All right. I see. I have some questions. He gives you an emotionless smile. Yes? What is this place? Okay. Other questions? Can you tell me about this ward? He gazes at you steadily. This is the lower ward. It is the home of the fortunate, those who do not live in the slums of the hive. It is the home of the unlucky, those who cannot afford the grandeur of the ladies' ward. It is the home of the hopeful, those who envision more for themselves. It is the home of the hopeless, those who cannot see beyond their own despair. He shrugs. That's very insightful. I see. I have some other questions. Can you tell me about the other wards? He shrugs. The wards are much like a play, and the actors within it. The background changes from scene to scene, but the people upon the stage remain the same. You can travel the length and breadth of Sigil, and you will find this to be true. He gives you a blank gaze. Yes, well, I have some questions. My man is disassociating big time. Okay, how about... What can you tell me about the city of Sigil? He gazes at his surrounds with a calculating eye and a dispassionate stare. Sigil is as you perceive it to be. For some, it is the center of everything, and for others, it is the hub of nothing. For some, it is the beginning of all journeys, and for others, the end. He turns a cold stare on you. What is it to you? I'm not sure. I have some questions. Okay, is there anything we're seeing around here? He opens his arms as if to embrace the world and looks at you with empty eyes. All things have worth. All things are worthless. All things are worth seeing.
He lowers his arms. We look at the world as individuals, and as individuals we assign worth. What has value to me may be worthless to you. All things are therefore worth seeing so that we can build the universe in which we decide to live. That's fair. Yeah, sure. That may be a little overly analytical. Yeah, okay. I have some more questions. Do I? No, okay. I must be going now. Farewell. Alright, so who all else? Do you think these Harmonium officers will have generic Harmonium officer dialogue or something unique? You see a Harmonium guard. He waves you away as you approach. Move along, citizen. Nothing to see here. Greetings? He frowns at you. Which part of move along did you not understand? He glares at you. Nothing to see here. Be gone. I have some questions. He looks at you mockingly. Oh, you have questions? Well, that makes all the difference in the world. He glares at you. Look, I don't have time for any questions. Move along. It would only take a moment of your time. I don't have a moment to give you, citizen. Move along. He waves you away. Fine, farewell. Yeah, I guess he's pretty busy here, standing in one of these four corners. Okay. Trist? You see a young woman who is trying to get your attention. She is wearing shoddy clothes, but her demeanor is one of elegance, unlike that of the people who surround her. Upon closer inspection, you notice that her skin is clean and smooth, lacking the yellow tint of the inhabitants of this ward. She notices your approach and smiles at you. Greetings? I thank the powers that you noticed me. I'm in need of the services of a mercenary. She pauses and examines you more carefully. If appearances are any indication, you would seem to be such an individual. Appearances can be deceptive. What exactly is it that you want of me? I don't like the sound of this. Farewell. Appearances can be deceptive. I don't know if I am a mercenary. I do quests and stuff, but I guess I'm a mercenary. Alright, what exactly is it that you want of me? She nods to you. The heart of the matter is that I am to be sold into slavery for a crime I did not commit. I'm in need of a champion, someone who will help me prove my innocence and free me from this fate. She pauses and looks at you expectantly. Tell me exactly what's going on. Okay. She thinks for a moment. This is long in the telling, Cutter. Please bear with me. Go on. I don't have time for this. Farewell. Go on. She sighs as she begins her tale. My husband died recently and left me his business. Oh, I think I know of you. Yeah, you're the one from the market. Yeah, we've heard of you. Okay. I'm not business-oriented, so I decided to sell. Not long afterward, I was contacted by a lender saying a loan on the business had not been paid. She pauses to gather her thoughts. Go on. I examined all the documents my husband kept and found that there had indeed been a loan taken, but it had just recently been paid in full. I explained this to the lender, and a few days later, he asked for a copy of the document. It was nowhere to be found. She looks concerned and pauses to think. Go on. Well, when I could not prove that the loan was paid, the lender took me before the court. My monies were taken and applied to the balance owed. Since it did not pay off the loan, I'm to be sold on the block to try and recover the remaining amount due. She gives you a forlorn look. I don't understand. Why sell you into slavery? I think I've heard enough. Get to the point. Why sell you into slavery? I feel like she explained it pretty well, though. She shrugs. It serves many purposes. First, it keeps the prisons relatively clear of all but the vilest criminals. Second, the sale of the convicted is used to pay for the damages, costs, or fees involved in the case. Finally, the convicted still serves a sentence from which they are eventually released, supposedly as better citizens. Interesting that she is being subjected to this fucked up system And yet, because she normally would benefit from it, she is still willing to defend it, even though she is about to be sold into slavery. maybe she's so naive, or she is so in a state of belief that she is going to get out of it, right? People like her don't belong here. Okay. This is all fascinating, but I don't see how I can help you.
I need someone to find the missing document. The one that proves the loan was paid. Or if you could purchase my contract, I could pay you back.
She gives you a pleading look.
I can't spend the next 5 years of my life in this ward, Cutter. It will kill me. Surely you've noticed the illness shared by all who live here.
Now, what illness are you talking about? Yes, the yellow skin and coughing because of the foundry. None of this is my concern. Farewell. Yes, the yellowed skin and the coughing. She nods her head.
Yes, Cutter. Please, can you find it in your heart to help me?
She looks at you nervously.
Please.
What's in it for me if I help you? Truth. You've been found guilty in a court of law, and only the law can help you. Yes, I'll help you. I have some questions, though. No, I don't want to get involved. I need time to think about this. Farewell. Wow, I like that a truth option here, right? We're leaning into sort of the faults of lawful good. You know? Wherein, if you live within a fucked up system and you adhere to law, right, you're being fucked up. You're right. Right, you're morally bankrupt. If the system under which you persist is an inherently fucked up system, then in some way you should probably be against the system, right? Even in a very slight way, right? Huh. Okay. Truth. No. What's in it for me if I help you? No, okay. Yeah, I'll help you. I have some questions, though.
Updated my journal.
She nods her head eagerly.
Ask anything, Cutter.
Which isn't to say that, like I said, I feel like my characterization of her, like, yeah, she shouldn't be in this. We should definitely help her and get her out of it. But that's not to say that she's exactly, like, on the up and up, right? She's not amazing herself, right? But it's not really her fault. She's kind of fallen prey to systemic issues, perhaps beyond the purview of her own mental capacity, right? You know, in so many words, right? She doesn't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know how much I can lay at her feet for being a little ignorant, right? Maybe after all is said and done, she'll come around to my way of thinking and seeing things. Seeing like, yeah, maybe we should get rid of the fucked up slavery, indentured servitude shit, you know? Maybe we should get rid of it, right? Well, I'll take a chance. What's the lender's name? Who do I talk to about your contract? Could you have misplaced the loan document? Do you think the loan document could have been stolen? Have you explained any of this to these courts you spoke of? I think I must be going now. Farewell. What's the lender's name?
I know his name well, Cutter. After all I've been through, I will not likely forget it.
She gets a faraway look and then shudders for a moment.
Byron Pickett is his name.
She pauses for a moment.
And his associate may be someone named Lenny.
Who is this Lenny?
She thinks for a moment. There was a small, pharaoh-looking man who came to court a few times. He would sit behind Pickett and whisper to him occasionally.
She pauses and looks lost in thought. Go on.
She frowns. I remember him because he always seemed to be uncomfortable in his clothes. He would pick at them as if they were new, or as if he were not used to wearing them.
She pauses again.
On one such occasion, Pickett told him to sit still and stop fidgeting. He called him Lenny.
Where can I find Lenny?
She thinks for a moment and then shrugs. I'm not sure, actually. My husband told me that some ruffians could be found southeast of the market, near the siege tower, I believe.
Where can I find Byron? We've spoken with Byron, but let's hear her out. She thinks for a moment.
I think he can be found in or around the open-air market. Forgive me, but I'm not certain.
I had some more questions. She nods her head eagerly. Ask anything, Cutter. Who do I talk to about your contract? That would be Darren, the auctioneer. He's usually over there on the block. She points to the front of the platform. I have some more questions. Even if we could, I don't know if we'll have enough cash on hand to pay out her contract. I kind of want to solve this by way of going through Byron and Lenny, because we need to solve this at like a more systemic level, because it sounds like we have the opportunity to do real good here and fucking take out Byron Pickett, or Pickett Byron, who is just like a notorious fucking huge piece of shit. Right? I want to take the personal satisfaction in taking this guy down. Right? This is for me. This is for me. Sure, we could solve the quest and get her out of this, but on a systemic level, we're not having much of an impact on the area, right? I have some more questions. She nods her head eagerly. Ask anything, Cutter. Could you have misplaced the loan document? I really doubt that. She shakes her head. No, Cutter, I am a very meticulous person. I kept the document in a locked box in my husband's study. It never left that room. Okay, I have some more questions. Maybe it's still in the room then. Hidden. Okay. Do you think the loan document could have been stolen? This is the most likely. She shrugs. I don't know. Why would anyone steal that, yet leave the other valuables be? It makes little sense to me. Well, maybe the lender stole the document so that you'd pay for the loan twice. It's probably Pickett, right? I mean, what a... I don't know. I also just don't like him. All right. Maybe the lender stole the document so that you'd pay for the loan twice. She looks at you in shock. That is a terrible thought. She hesitates and then begins to tap her chin with a finger as she thinks. But also a most ingenious one, Cutter. This Byron Pickett does strike me as a knight of the post. A what? She gives you a quizzical look. A thief or a cheat, Cutter. Such are called knights of the post, or of the cross trade. Trist, I've never heard of such a thing in my life either. All right, I have some more questions. A knight of the post. Have you explained any of this to these courts you spoke of? Almost certainly, but they don't give a shit. She nods her head. Oh yes, Cutter, I've explained my situation to many. You are the first to be willing to help me. She smiles warmly at you. Okay, I have some more questions? I don't think I do, actually. Okay, I think I must be going now. Farewell. Let's talk to Darren since he's right here.
Done.
You see Darren, the auctioneer. He smiles at your approach. Well met again! What can I do for you on this glorious small-gridden day? I want to ask you about Trist. He frowns for a moment, then shrugs. Very well, sir. What about Trist? She says that she doesn't belong on the block. Can I buy her contract? Never mind, farewell. She says that she doesn't belong on the block. He sighs and frowns at you. Would you say otherwise if you were in her shoes? He shakes his head. I have heard her story, sir. Although I sympathize with the lady, there's nothing I can do without evidence to back her up. What if I can prove she is innocent? He laughs and looks at you mockingly. As an agent of the courts, I could go before them with the new evidence and have all the judgments against Trist reversed. You have such evidence? Not at this time. He nods his head. Do you intend to seek such evidence on behalf of Miss Trist? I don't know. Yeah, I do. He stares at you for a moment, trying to gauge your seriousness. Very well. I will not auction Trist for now, sir. Good luck in your endeavor. Now leave me be and get to it. Thank you and farewell.
My journal. All right.
Okay. Well, we should probably meet with Lenny. I don't think we've yet even encountered this dude. Oh shit. What is this? Barely legible script above this entry proclaims this building to be the vault of the Ninth World. And that's the warehouse. Okay. This appears to be a siege tower. The walls are scarred and pitted. Has seen many a battle in its lifetime. Stylish script around the door frame proclaims this building as a print shop. Purpose of this device is unknown. It appears to be some sort of drawbridge-like contraption. Oh shit, where's Lenny? Okay, well Lenny ain't here. Okay. Is Lenny out this place? Have I gone by and seen Lenny before? Okay. Let me check here. There's a thief named Lenny who can be found somewhere in the south and east of the market. Maybe I can learn some things from him. Corvus says that Lenny is a master thief who avoided capture on several occasions. He also says that Lenny seems to be a moral person who would not harm anyone. Really? Corvus told me he trusts Lenny enough to turn his back to him. Interesting. So Lenny is... Okay, yeah.
All right.
And also, I think Corvus mentioned Lenny in the same breath as Byron Pickett. And identified them as like sort of opposites of one another with regards to morality and trust. Which I didn't think anything of it, that they would be interlinked in such a way. Oh, there's Lenny. But as it turns out, they kind of are. You can't determine what this odd device is. Oh there, Lenny. You see Lenny. He gives you a mock smile at your approach. Oh, we've even talked to Lenny before. Well, hello again, Burke. To what do I owe this pleasure? I have some questions. He laughs at you. I ain't no tout. If you got questions, go find one. His smile broadens. You'd best push off before I have to bleed you. I just need to ask you a few questions. He stops smiling and frowns at you. No, I don't answer questions, Burke. I told you to go find a tout. Now get... He glares at you. Fine, farewell. Okay, hello. I have some questions. What if I told you Byron Pickett sent me? He stops smiling and examines you for a while. His eyes linger on your scars and he swallows slightly. After a moment, a frown settles on his face and he appears to be nervous. Pickett? Sent you? Why? He said you could answer some questions. He frowns. What questions? You notice he looks rather tense. I want to ask you about the papers you stole from Trist. I'm interested in learning the thieving art. Can you teach me? What can you tell me about this ward? Let's not ask about Trist just yet. What can you tell me about this ward? He looks around, then shrugs. This is a lower ward, home of the common people. Life here isn't as desperate as it is in the hive, but not as good as it is in the clerk's ward. He looks around again. Other than that, there's not much to be said. What can you tell me about the clerk's ward? We maybe asked him this stuff before. He smiles. The name says it all, Burke. Clerks, clerks, and more clerks. If you want to push some papers around or have papers pushed at you, it's a place to go. He shrugs. Nothing else to say about it. What can you tell me about the hive? He shakes his head and smiles. I guess you would call it the slums of Sigil. Lots of poor sods there with no place to go other than the dead book. He pauses. Nothing else to say about it. Okay, other questions? Can you teach me thieving? You sure you want to give up your current profession and become a thief? Is it worthwhile to become a thief the same way it was to be a mage for a bit? I don't think so. Right? I would assume not, because so far I had a few people write in letting me know that I should become a mage and get some extra stuff from Dakin about being a mage, right? But no one has really said anything else about any other class. Maybe the opportunity just didn't arise yet. Fuck it. I quick saved, didn't I? Yeah, sure. Show me what you know and I'll give you some pointers. He watches you carefully as you demonstrate what you know. At several points, he stops you and shows you ways to improve upon your skills.
Within a few hours' time, you think you feel comfortable with your abilities as a thief. Thank you, Lenny. Oh, it was worth it for XP. Lenny smiles at you and nods his head in thought. Here, Cutter, take these as well. A gift from Lenny to help you out in your new profession. I'm not going to be needing them anymore. He hands you a pair of punch daggers. Thank you, Lenny. Farewell.
I feel stronger.
Oh, wow, I leveled. Okay. I guess I must invest my thief levels. Punch daggers of Zara Nun. Holy shit. 3 to 12 piercing. Enchanted +2. Thaco +1. +2 AC. Versus my current one, also +2 AC. +1 luck. 35% stealth bonus. Oh, shit. This infamous weapon is said to have once been wielded by the assassin Zara Nun. At first, nothing more than a little-known thief, Zara Nun soon rose high in the ranks of his guild by assassinating everyone who got in his way. His career came to an end when one of his possibly next victims noticed that the upcoming thief was never without his daggers, keeping them with him even while bathing. When the daggers mysteriously disappeared, so did Zara Nun. Do I want the, 5 extra points of max damage? Or do I want to give a 35% stealth bonus to, what's her butt here? I feel like I should probably give it to her. Right, she's gonna be way more efficient with it. Ooh. Oh, I see. She has to always wield her punch daggers at minimum. I can't.
Touch my blades again and I'll put them in your skull.
There you have it. Okay. Sure. Okay. And then should I talk to Anna again? Before we change back to fighter.
Aye. What is it you want then?
I had a question about how you found my body. Anna, didn't I meet you in the hive before I found Farid? Tell me a little bit about Farid. Anna, can you train me in thieving skills? Have you heard of a night hag called Ravel Puzzlewell? Anna, can you train me in thieving? She frowns. What are you on about? I wanted to learn more about thieving and stealth from you. I could. Like what? I wanted to learn more about stealth from you. Anything you could teach about picking locks would be appreciated. Can you teach me anything about removing or disarming traps? Do you have any advice on how to pick someone's pocket? Actually, I thought I might be able to teach you some things. What? Immediately my intuition is telling me that we're going to somehow use her superior skill levels to buff mine up. But if I don't want to be a thief, could I just pour a shitload of points into pickpocket and then teach her how to pickpocket? Huh. Okay, forget it. Let's move on. So hang on. Level up. Yeah, because now I have thief skill shit out the butt. Okay. And I've put only open doors on her. So I'm going to go all in on pickpocket. And maybe I can get her skill up some. Because otherwise, besides pickpocket, I'm all single digits and stealth is even negative. Okay. And for her thief skills... Let's see here. Oh god, where do I check her thief skills at? Is this it? Proficiencies? Yeah. Well, mine isn't even that high. Hers is still higher. For her pickpocket? Shit. Okay.
Though maybe it's buffed up unnaturally. Right, that's possible. Well, let's talk to her about it.
Aye. What is it you want
Okay,
then?
thieving skills. Let's see. Learn more about them. How about picking locks? Picking at locks, well, I can tell you what not to do. First is, be sure you carry a little oil or something else to wet the tip of your lockpick in case the lock's stubborn. One other thing I've learned, from old Stuttercrutch Ferret no less, is many of the locks in Sigil are actually patterned by this one locksmith from a stone's age ago, and they have this common catch yet. Go on. Oh, I got XP for it. So it was getting near peak, with the first fingers of dawn creeping in, and I knew they'd be searching the attics for me. But because the attic lock was Sigil-born, I knew how to jam the catch so they couldn't force it, and I bought me enough time to scarper away across the roof with the silver it did. So that lock tumbler type is the one which a lot of locks are based. That should help if I ever need to pick a similar lock then. She nods. Aye, that's the dark of it. Alright, some other questions? Can I just ask about all of them? Stealth and thieving. I wanted to learn more about stealth from you. She nods. Alright, well, the trick to being not seen is knowing where you are and how quick you can become part of where you are. There's some tricks I've learned, and one is to hide in a place where someone's not expecting to look, like on the ceiling of a room, or even change your hiding place when they're looking for you. She smiles wickedly. There was one time I was hiding from this brace of hardheads, the law, and what I did was, yes, 1000 XP. And so, there the hardhead was, face down in ditch water, his breeches gone, and the rest of his 3 fellas locked in the great grandma's room, with her howling to the skies. Anna takes a breath. And there you are. If you can put the same thing to good use, it might help you hide when you really need to. So let's see. Be sure to fall back to places you know well, preferably in a surrounding where there are other distractions. And if there aren't any, make some. Oh, that's the talk of it. Alright, other questions? Let's see more on thieving. Let's see. Can you teach me anything about removing or disarming traps? Well now, that's an easy one to give the knowing on. The most important thing is that someone had to set the trap, and they know about it once they've set it. So be sure to look for signs of it when you're walking around where someone keeps their valuables. There was one time when I was entering the grand domain in the clerk's ward, and yes,
I feel stronger.
Wow, I fully leveled up. And the fact the carpet was new around the floor of the cabinet told me he had it fitted recently. So I pried it up with me dags, and dead sure there were acid stains on the stones beneath. So I knew to look for an acid blossom when I popped the cabinet and nicked his coppers. So when looking to find and disarm traps, not only look for signs that they've been set, but look for signs for what they would have had to do to avoid them once they've been set. Oh, that's the doc of it. Okay, let's move on.
I feel stronger.
I will level up. Okay. Oh, now I can have higher pickpocket. Now, this did influence my own skills. Right? Talking to her actually did do that. I'm not sure by how much, but it did do it a little bit. So maybe I can buff hers up on a more permanent basis. Okay, more on thief skills. Do you have any advice on how to pick someone's pocket? Well, nicking someone's purse isn't as hard as you would think. Anna shrugs. It's mostly a matter of doing it quick and gentle-like, so they don't feel their purse is getting lighter. If you're having a hard time of it, it may be the way you're doing it. She nods at you. Show me. Well, I don't want to pick someone's pockets just randomly with you watching, maybe another time. Not try and just nick some jink from me. I'll tell you what you're doing wrong. Alright, where do you keep it? That's what you have to find out if you want to be a true-blooded thief. All right, let me try and pickpocket you for it. As soon as you make a move towards her, Anna holds up her hand. All right, stop. You've already messed up, you have. What? You have to watch your approach you do. You can't just be a sokola and muscle your way up to your mark, especially when you look like you do. Anna suddenly puts her hands on her hips and turns to look off to your side, as if disinterested. You got to act like the mark is nothing to you. Less than nothing. You don't care what he's got at all. Alright, so I act like I don't care. What then? Then you got to make sure you strike at the right time. I usually do it when I move by someone. You should do it right after you move by someone, because they'll probably be too frightened to turn around to see where you've gone. And another thing you should do. Yes? 1000 XP again. So dress down a little. Maybe try not to look so threatening, and you might catch your mark off his guard. Or off his gourd, if he's been hitting the bub. Alright, so try to act non-threatening, relaxed. Like the target means nothing to you. Then strike when you're just out of his sight. That's the target. Okay. And can I teach you anything about thieving? I wanted to learn more about thieving. Actually, I thought I might be able to teach you some things. What? Are you serious? She raises an eyebrow. Yeah, teach me? Yes, there's some things about picking pockets I thought I could teach you. Never mind. I don't have anything to teach right now. I had some other questions. Yeah, I'm actually really good at picking pockets now. She smirks. Like what? When you try and pick someone's pockets, you should use your body to better effect. It shouldn't be too hard for you to distract a mark from his belongings and... Anna blinks. Are you saying I should play the harlot? Well, why the hells are you wearing that thing? I thought that was your whole plan. Anna looks down, then back up. I just get hot, I do. It's my blood, I think. This vest lets my skin breathe. Well, you add a few more slashes to the front of that, and your marks aren't going to care if you're picking their pocket or not. Now watch my hands. When you're about to cut the purse, you need... As you reach out to show Anna how to cut the purse, she stiffens. What now? I can't help it. It's your fault. Anna squeezes her eyes closed. You shouldn't have said anything about the vest. Now I'm all thinking about it, I am. Look me in the eye. Now just calm down. Anna's gaze locks with yours, and you notice she's still stiff. And she's biting her lip. Oh god, here we go again. Look, I'll show you quick and we'll be done with this. You lean in, and as you do, Anna suddenly pushes herself into you, and her hands wrap around your back. She holds you gently for a moment, then squeezes tightly, sniffing slightly around your neck. Then up along your cheekbone. I like the way you smell, I do. Jesus Christ. She rubs her cheek against yours, and to your surprise, you can feel how smooth her skin is. Your skin's like leather, it is. Check your purse. You reach down and grab Anna's tail, then slowly unwind it from your pack. Anna steps back, and she gives a grin. Is that what you meant? Nicking a purse off a mark like that, aye? She seems a little flushed, and you notice her heart is beating fast. That easy it is. Yes, I think you've got the hang of it. Look, I had some other questions. Oh, we got XP. I guess as a party. Okay. Can you train me in thieving skills again? Can I teach you some stuff? Never mind. Maybe I don't have anything to teach you right now. Okay. Have you heard of a night hag called Ravel Puzzlewell? At the mention of the name, Anna spits 3 times and makes a semicircle over her heart. Psst! Are you daft? Don't be mentioning her name if you value your life. Why? She's the evilest of the Grey Lady, she is. Anna's voice drops to almost a whisper, as if afraid of being overheard. Filthy mean, and with more power to toss around than some powers. It said she's all a brambles, though, through and through. Even her heart. It said you can never kill her, 'Cause her body's like a tree. You lop off one limb, and there's always another still growing somewhere else across the plains. Sounds kind of like me. You speak as if she's still alive. Of course she is. She has to be. Anna's voice drops again. How would you kill a thing such as her? That's why the lady had to maze her. So it said. Okay, I had some other questions? No, nothing else, actually. Okay, nothing, Anna. Just checking to see if you're still with me. Okay, and then let me talk to Dakin and swap back to Warrior. There are things I would know, Dakin. Can we talk about your teachings? Okay. Oh, Dakin can just swap me around to fucking anything. Weaponcraft or the art. I thought I could only swap... He could only swap me between... Well, I don't know. Maybe he can't swap me to Thief, right? Maybe he can do these two. Because he is both of them. Okay, Dakin, can you train me? In Weaponcraft? Dakin's blade slides from his shoulder into his hand like water, and its edges take on a dangerous sheen. We shall show steel without anger. You shall know the way of weapons again. Very well. At the end of your sparring session, you find yourself slipping into the mantle of the warrior easily. Dakin slides his blade from his grip and rests it on his shoulder. You learn quickly. When war comes, it will find you ready. Okay, let's move on. Sure, I didn't get to keep my fun level, though. But maybe I kept it in some way or another? I have no idea. Okay, I do need to re-equip my weapons. Oh, there we go, I guess. What did Tattoo of the Weeping Stone do? Grants XP when worn. I mean, I guess I should do this real quick. Just for the XP. Or did I already? Oh, I must have already done it. Okay, my bad. Okay. I could equip it. Do I want to lose one charisma, though? I don't think I do. With how important everyone is hyping up, like, charisma and whiz and int. Probably not. Okay, I think we're good now, though. So what's her, pickpocket now? Oh, it's at 63. What was it before? I don't think it was 63. It was, like, between 60 and 50, I think. Okay. Good. Alright. Well, holy shit. I think we'll call it here for now, and when next we return, we will speak again with Lenny. And, we'll confront Lenny about Byron Pickett, and then we'll go from there. We'll see how we can finesse this whole thing. We may need to go back and speak with Pickett. We may need to go inside the market and talk with the Harmonium Guard in there. We'll figure it all out. We'll suss it all out and all that from there. Anyway, until next time, please take care of each other.